All right, we're here in February. We're putting a cage into trigger using a Trackspec Motorsports cage kit. It's the first kit we've used from them, and so far we're pretty impressed. Let's take a look at some of the details. Okay, the kit came with all the tubes marked, CNC bent, and notched. We're always dubious when we get a cage kit whether or not it's going to fit, but this one has exceeded expectations. So it comes with a parts list, but it doesn't really have a exploded view, so we're kind of figuring this out as we go. Brad spent the first day just cleaning paint off of all the 6 plinth blocks. There's 2 in the back, there's 2 here, and then there's 2 up front. The first thing we did was, once the plinth blocks were in, we kind of figured out where they needed to go. The main hoop went in, and it fits really tight to the ceiling, but to get the angle correctly, we had to do the rear kickers. Those went in pretty easily too. Brad had to grind one tiny weld at the top of one junction, and those lined up really well, and I'll show here that the tube fit up is nice and tight. We did go ahead and pay for a fully welded main hoop. That saved us a bunch of time. With the main hoop in, the trickiest part was getting this first A-pillar bar in. We found one picture that showed approximately where this cut needed to be through the dash, and that was critical because once the dash is cut and you have this cage in, it never comes out again. So this is Brad's first cage, and he figured out some new things. So he's got this laser transom here, and he figured out, he made a template, show your template, of that tube, and did some measurements and kind of figured out exactly where the hole needed to go, and he marked it with a laser so that both sides are symmetrical. And then he lined it up, as you can see on this picture, with the vertical line on the template, and made a good guess and cut the hole, and it worked. He cut the hole in the dash, and there was some trimming here to this fiberglass part of the structure. But we're keeping the interior and the door panels for classing reasons, and we want to keep the glove box door. So we really needed to keep as much of the structure as we could, and so we only had to trim this one part, and it just slid right down through there. So this tube we dropped in from the top, we swung this end down, and then spun it around, and it just lined right up. And as you can see, the fit up is nice and tight. It's all marked. Every landing point on the cage for any tube is marked with these some CNC drawn markings, and every tube is labeled. It really is simple enough to where somebody that can weld should be able to get this put together. Now we still have many more tubes to do, but so far we haven't had to modify a single tube, and I'm very happy with that. It was 175 pounds of tubing. We went ahead and picked the 1 3/4 120 wall seamless because it's a heavy car. It's approaching 3,500 pounds, so we didn't want to underdo the cage. But, all right, a couple tips we're going to add to this Trackspec S550 Mustang cage install. There are bolts that hold some panel into the A-pillar. There's not really an instruction to say to remove it, but they were right there. And I'll show a picture. And we moved the tubes out this way to make room for it, so pull those out. The other tip is there's a bunch of little flanges sticking off of this main front structure from the roof. You need to cut that out. The spreader bar won't fit. So it makes a bit of a mess. And I'll show a video of Brad cutting that right here. Holy cow, that was loud and messy and painful. So cut this out before you try to put that spreader in. So that tip we just gave you about removing these bolts, when we put the spreader bar in at the top, it moved these outboards. So now our holes in the dash are too big. But with this flange cut and those bolts removed, Brad was able to hammer this in, and we'll get it lined up exactly. But it took some hammer persuasion to get this, and it spread these 2 bars out. So wish we'd have known that before. Oh, I got you. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Missed it. Almost. Okay. Oh yeah, it's way off. Okay, right there. More. And then this down. Yeah, that's it.
This looks hard. Let me move this momentarily.
Okay. Okay, that's
You on
it.
the mark?
Yeah. Now I am. Close your eyes.
Yep.
Got it?
You good?
Yeah.
let's get this.
Yeah, your bar needs to go back.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. There it is. That's on the mark. That's it. That's it. Just push it in closer. Yeah.
Nice.
Now you got it.
There we go.
Safety squints. Safety squint. Okay, diagonal.
Good over there.
Yeah, you got a tack there. You're good there.
Okay.
Diagonal.
This back to
Yeah,
you.
I got it. Wrap it around your neck. Yeah, that's actually on the marks. You ready?
Yep.
Safety squints. Okay, I got a good tack. Woo! Caught my jacket on fire. New hole. Okay.
It's more fun when it goes down.
It is. It's spicy. And the main structure is tacked in very quickly. Safety first, kids. All right, we're about 2.5 days in, and I'm really happy with our progress. The main hoop, the rear down bars, A-pillar bars, roof spreader. Brad's already putting in some of the gussets, and he's working on the door bars. Everything's all right. We're getting pretty far along now. Brad's just been rocking and rolling. He's really about 2 days into this, and he's got all the tubes tacked in, and everything fits, and we're really happy. There's no gaps anywhere. We got one diagonal to put in the back, and then the FIA bars, but we really got to drop the cage. Austin here is going to start welding this bad boy up. We'll probably pull the dash loose, pull it forward so we can drop these down. We'll knock the plinth blocks out so we can get to these upper junctions, weld everything, and then, man, this is going together faster than any cage we've ever done. Well, that's it. We're ready to start welding it in. So it went in about 2.5 days, and that was prepping all the plinth blocks locations, mapping everything out, but the tubes came clean. Everything fit on the marks. We're kind of blown away at this Trackspec Motorsports cage with the S550. So tune in next time. We'll show it fully welded. Thanks for watching.